Hey babes, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Beverly. Grab your favorite drink. Let's sip and chat.
Welcome to Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast.
Period. Hey babes, welcome back to another episode of Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast where two best friends sip and chat. Two best friends and a third sip and chat about life, relationships, parenthood, and everything in between. I'm Beverly, one of your hosts.
And I'm Cynthia.
And we are here for part 2 of the friendship edition of Skin Deep. Is it Skin Deep? We should have looked this up before we... Imagine we're saying it wrong for 2 episodes straight.
It's Skin Deep.
Okay. Well, we're here joined again with our friend Yvonne.
Hello.
So this is Cynthia's other best friend, and she's my other best friend by association.
Exactly.
And our conversations were getting so good that we didn't want to just end it there. So you guys are going to be hearing this next week. So the week after, episode 30. This is episode 31 technically. But really, we just are continuing our conversation from last week's episode. So we're not going to do the, highs and opportunities because it's the same week. That would be us making shit up. But what we can do is we were just having random conversations in between as we do. I tried to eat a bowl of cereal. We won't talk about what happened.
I'm sorry. You are right. It's the Skin Deep.
It's the Skin Deep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the card game is the Skin Deep. I didn't want to say it wrong for 2 episodes. I just said I'm not going to say what happened, Jessica. You're about to blow your own spot up. I tried to eat a bowl of cereal. I won't discuss what happened. You can guess, though. And we had this question arise. And I think we're at as a little icebreaker, we're going to do that instead of our highs and opportunities. So question, this is our debacle. When you eat cereal, it's not a debacle. I think we all talked about it and we agree. When you eat cereal, do you pour the milk first? Or do you pour the cereal first and then the milk?
Whoop, whoop, lock them up. Because you don't do that first. You can't.
There is people that do that.
And I get that, but they're wrong.
No, they're not wrong. There's no right or way to eat cereal.
And I know in the last episode I said perspective changing, but this doesn't make sense. Because we're talking about ratios here. We're talking about you need to pour in your cereal.
I agree.
And then measure how much milk.
It has to be the right amount. Right, you can't drown your milk.
You can't drown your cereal.
What kind of monster would do that?
That's a lot of milk to drink.
Okay. My daughter, Aliyah, is one of the people who puts the milk first.
I is questioning my relationship to her right now.
Oh, wow.
She's going to be your goddaughter no matter how she eats her cereal, okay?
Facts.
This is her explanation to me, okay? And when I changed my perspective and I tried to see it from her point of view, I'm like, okay, I get it. She's like, well, mommy, I don't want to waste the milk. So I put the milk first because she's more picky with the amount of milk. And then she puts the cereal so that it's the right ratio. So she's saying it's still the right ratio. She just puts the milk first. So, if you see it from Aliyah's POV, I still think it's psychotic, but but that brings another debate. When you install toilet paper in your bathroom.
Oh my God.
Okay. For me, this is important. I own a cleaning company, and this is one of the things that I teach my employees. I will take the toilet paper roll back out and be like, come here, baby girl. You see this toilet paper? That's wrong. Fix it. I don't micromanage, but those little details, I'm like, no, don't do that. So the toilet paper for me, the right way is that the roll goes over, because that way it doesn't roll onto the floor when you're trying to roll it. It has a stop.
Thank you. It has a stop, and also it's not hard to break. You don't have to yank it because when it's underneath, there's no friction to stop the amount of paper you need. So se te va la mano. And you just have paper upon paper, and you have to grab your other hand to rip the paper out of the roll.
But I also have to grab my hand to rip it off the top too.
No.
I've done it at your house. Yeah, that's how I do it. I don't just go like that and it comes off.
You don't do a little side.
I go like this. I take it and then whether it's over or under.
Wait, we're talking about toilet paper and booty wiping. Do you roll the toilet paper or do you crumple?
No, I don't do...
I roll it.
I don't do that either.
You crumple?
No.
There's no third option, baby.
She doesn't use toilet paper.
Well, I'm very picky about this. I roll my toilet paper in my hand. I take it out. And then I cup it.
So you roll it. It sounds like you roll
exactly.
it. Yeah, but I don't, you know how people keep their hand in there? There's people that keep their hand in the roll. Like they roll it and then they leave it like this.
People
like
with long nails
finger.
do that. They leave it. People with really long nails, Cardi B nails, they've always explained, how do you guys wipe your hands? They say it. They roll it like here and they keep it in their hand.
Oh, that's interesting.
I just do this. I take it out, hold it.
Okay.
And then the same thing you do. Yeah. You don't just take it and un bollo and then you're just, how?
I crumple.
Get out.
I crumple. I feel like when it's rolled, like
Why?
you're leaving too much space for liquid and other products to get on your hands. I crumple it so that there's a bigger space between my hand and my butt. So I roll it and then squish it into so that it's more, so that there's more space. So it's bulkier. You learn something new every day.
What?
Jessica, do you roll or crumple? Or a combination of both like me? Wait, because I have to explain what you're doing. She just closed her eyes, pretended she was on the toilet, and is trying to figure out how she does the toilet paper.
I think she does it like how me and Cynthia does it.
You roll?
Yep.
Yeah, you roll. I roll, then crumple. You know something else that I do? Some people might find it gross, but I don't care. I drink coffee and then I brush my teeth.
No, I do that.
So I'll like go downstairs, I haven't had coffee because...
Well, I do that on the weekends.
Okay, well, I had my routine. I haven't drank coffee because my baby don't like the coffee. I've been throwing it up every time I drink it. So I haven't really had coffee like I usually do.
Whatever baby that is.
Huh?
If I was me, I have beef with that baby.
I still love you, son. Yeah, I would like go downstairs, put the coffee pot, usually do something else. Start packing lunches, then drink my coffee, and then brush my teeth and get the kids ready.
Mm-hmm. I don't have that luxury because I leave so early in the morning. And I like to drink my coffee on my way to work.
And things would probably change if I did that, but since I haven't
But on the weekends, I don't do that. On the weekends, I get up and I put my coffee. I drink my coffee first and then I brush my teeth.
Yeah, because the coffee stains your teeth. And I feel like it changes the flavor of the coffee once you have like la pasta.
For sure.
What else? Is there any other debacles?
Do you wash your back when you take a shower?
Of course I do. What? You don't?
And now even better with the African nets.
Yeah, thing. I have a long thing.
Before, right? When you don't have a loofah or you don't have the right loofah, you just pretty much get the top where you can reach and the bottom. So there's a whole middle area of your back that you can't reach unless you have, your partners in there scrubbing your back.
I'm sorry, what?
I always use my underwear in the shower.
To wash yourself?
To get the back.
So you open them like a parachute.
Yes, exactly what I do.
Before you wash it?
No, I wash it because, this is just, I'm going to say it's a Dominican thing because I don't hear this from other people. Or this is just what I know. Growing up, my mom, it's a Dominican thing, custom to when you take off your underwear as a girl, you pre-wash them in the shower, right? You wash tu letriega with soap in the shower and then you like hang them to dry. And then when you do laundry, you just wash them off.
Ooh. Huh? That's a costumbre that I did not bring into my childhood, into my adulthood. I'm sorry.
Oh, for sure. I still have that. So for me, when I wash them, then like if I need to get my back, I'm like, let me use it for. I don't use it for that, but just for my back though. Get it really lathered up.
I have another debacle.
Okay.
French fries. Do you put ketchup on top of it like John does?
No.
Or do you dip the fries in the ketchup?
Dip.
I mean, okay, whatever you use to dip, because I've dipped in sweet and sour sauce too. Doesn't matter. Do you
dump it on the fries or do you dip? Do you dump it on top of the fries
or do you dip?
I put it all over my French fries.
Oh my God, you're a monster just like John.
I need to do that. I'm not doing that.
Well, what happens if you have leftovers? You gotta throw it out because you're gonna have soggy fries.
I prefer soggy fries. I don't like crispy fries. I was talking to your daughter, Liana, and we literally just had this conversation. She was like, I love soggy fries. And I was like, me too. She's like, yeah, I prefer soggy fries.
I'm learning so much about you, Vonny.
I don't know how people can eat crispy fries.
What?
Like, it's just not a thing for me. It has to be soggy.
Oh, random. Would you rather be able to fly or rather be able to be invisible?
Invisible. I hate flying.
Invisible.
I feel like I need to ask follow-up questions. Can I fly far? Like, can I go to DR and come back? Or is that
That sounds like a bumpy ass flight.
You don't know.
Do flight.
Like,
And
is it like super speed flight?
Heights.
Is it like super speed flight? Can I carry
care.
my kids with me? Like, I need to know more information. Right off the bat, if it's just flying, like if I had wings and I was a bird, that's whack. What the hell am I gonna do with that?
That's a whack. Would you rather? This is better.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Well, this is not would you rather, but go ahead.
But you already started it. So, would you rather have wet socks all the time? Like you can't wear shoes; they're just wet socks all the time.
Oh my god.
Or would you just rather be barefoot everywhere you go?
Barefoot.
Same.
100%. I can't. Can you imagine you have cold
babe,
feet?
you know this about me and wet socks.
Ya tú sabes, your feet will be rotting, cicote, fungus on your toenails.
There was another one. Would you rather lick the floor or eat chewed gum from underneath the desk?
We said that to Polly.
And
I said lick the floor. I'm like,
I said chew the gum.
I know, not me. I said, do
Is
I
it
get
a
to
specific
choose what
floor?
area on the floor?
The thing is, would you rather? You're not supposed to ask follow-up questions.
I would still say lick the floor because, like, let's say this room that we're in right now, right? I would look for the area that looks like it has least amount of traffic. I'm like looking around now, and I would look that section. I wouldn't come through the most high traffic area.
Well, what
like
about
that
if they didn't give you that option? They were like, you have to lick the floor at the restroom at the McDonald's or chew a chewed gum. Either way, you're gonna contract something. It doesn't matter.
What is she gonna contract? Is the question.
Exactly.
Either way, you're fucked. All right. Well, we're gonna get back to crying, guys. We're gonna go back to these questions. The way that we did it in the last episode, and we're gonna explain it again in case you missed last episode. If you did, please go back and listen to episode 30. It was pretty hot fire. I did ugly crying. Like it was nice.
You had your Kim Kardashian moment.
I definitely had my Kim Kardashian moment. I'm glad there was no camera. Because I was like ugly crying, moco afuera, toda la vaina. But the way we were doing it is because Cynthia is best friends with Yvonne and best friends with me. And me and Yvonne, like up until recently, haven't really had any really in-depth conversations. Like there's a lot of details about your life that I don't know. And there's a lot of details about my life that you don't know. We decided we're going to direct the questions to Cynthia, us two, and she's going to direct the questions back to us. Are we going to explain what this is? Did we already do this in this episode? The cards?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead?
So we're playing this game called The Skin Deep because I had to look it up and make sure that we have the right name. And this game is really good, guys, if you are in a relationship, friendships, family. There's ones for siblings and parents and all that. And there's one that's called a healing that Beverly actually wants to get. But these cards enable you to ask questions that are very difficult in a game-like setting, but they're very deep questions and they make you think and they make you open up.
I think they provoke conversations that maybe you wouldn't have had.
Oh, for sure.
Otherwise.
They give you that space. So if you're willing,
please do it.
I think
everybody should do this.
I feel like, I was just going to say, I feel like everybody should do this. So, what experience do you think has shaped me?
So, just because we don't have the camera, so Cynthia's asking me, Beverly, the question, what experience do I think has shaped you? I think your field. I think your career has really shaped your way of thinking. For people who don't know, Cynthia was in education for how many years? For 10 years. And in the last 4 or 5 years, specifically in special education, working with children on the spectrum. And I think seeing the ABA model really changed your point of view in like parenting and like even dealing with adults in your life and even helping me and other moms that you know deal with their children. I don't think your approach to parenting would have been the same if you hadn't been in that field and learned what you have learned, all the training that you told me about that you guys did. So definitely that's one of the things that has shaped you.
Cool. Vonny.
Yes.
If you could wish one thing for me, what would it be and why?
If I could wish one thing for you, what would it be and why? It could be anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be like deep or anything like that.
No, literally anything.
I think at this particular moment, I wish that you can have like your own house. Your own house, so you can have your own backyard and do like all the things that we've been talking about. That would just grant you so much peace. And it would be just so dope for you. I feel like at this particular moment in your life, I feel like if you had your own house.
Yeah. Can you wish me a house too with a yard?
Oh, I could do that.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll put it in a word with G-O-D.
I just need a yard for my kids. That's fenced in. Jace running away is one of my biggest fears. I lost him in Market Basket once. When I tell you that was the scariest moment in my life thus far.
How did that happen, if you don't mind telling me?
I don't mind telling you. So we're shopping. He's 6 years old, and not only is he 6 years old, he's tall AF.
Yes.
Okay, and he hasn't just been tall now because he's 6. He's just been skinny and langy his whole life. Okay, I was pregnant with Jonas. It was 2021, and I didn't put him in. I think I did put him inside of the thing. I wasn't supposed to carry him. You know, when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to live X amount of weight. But I carried him. I put him inside of the little kid holder in the front. Mm-hmm. But he's really big, so it's uncomfortable. Like, so halfway through our shopping trip, he was like, "Get me out of here," and I did. And what I usually do is I will put him in the front, like, so he puts his feet up and he holds on, and I'm like, you know, grasping the coche around him. Okay, this is when we were starting his like diet changes, like really getting strict with it. He wanted some Oreos, I remember, and he escaped from the bottom, grabbed the Oreos and jetted. Okay, and I'm chasing him, but I'm not running, I'm like jogging, and I'm like, he'll stop. As soon as he doesn't see that I'm around him, he'll stop. And we're at the back of the Market Basket where there's like a door, an exit nearby. So I'm running and I'm going around, and I don't see him anywhere. I'm telling you, it felt like an eternity. And I'm running. Yo dejo el coche botado con mi cartera y de todo. And at this point, I'm running. My eyes are getting watering. I'm shaking. And I'm like, and I run to customer service. I'm like, please close the doors. I'm like, my son is autistic. He's nonverbal. If he gets lost, he won't be able to ask for me. He has a red coat on. Everybody help me find him. All the workers, like they announced something, all the workers stopped what they were doing and started looking for Jace. He was gone for maybe 3 minutes. When I tell you for like 30 minutes.
I can imagine.
And he came smiling, como si nada, with the Oreo in his hand, holding one of the workers' hands, like a little 16-year-old girl. And I'm like, oh my God, does he think that that's Aaliyah? Like he was like holding on to her like he knew her, smiling, swinging her hand with the Oreo in his hand. And I'm here on the verge of tears. I didn't finish shopping. Whatever I had in my car, I paid and I left.
I wouldn't have been able to finish. My eyes just got watery just thinking about that, because
I just
feeling like you lost your child and like all those situations like really trigger me.
The worst case scenario was for me, he went outside.
Yeah.
He went outside. If he goes out into the street in this busy area,
very busy,
how would I find him? He's not able to say, back then, like he was completely nonverbal. So he's not going to be able to say his name. He's not going to say mommy. He's not going to say papi. He's not going to say nothing. How would I find my son? I'm going through, what is he wearing? How am I going to describe him if I have to call the police? When I'm telling you, my mind went into 1,000 different things. After that, I took like a year before I went food shopping with him ever again. I was like, okay, we're not eating if somebody can't stay with Jace or if I can't food shop while he's at school. Because I was terrified. Anyway, that was a long-winded story as to why I want a yard with a fence.
Yeah, no.
No, that is scary. Like that safety.
It's scary for any child.
Oh my God.
But when you have a child with like limited communication,
that amplifies. Yeah, for sure. My word was better. Amplifies for sure.
Like that day last year when I thought I lost Cairo on the beach in the water and I was having a meltdown.
Wait, what?
Babe.
I don't remember this.
Babe, that I told you that I was shaking because they were trying to bring the jet skis in and Cairo was just jumping in the water and he moves all the way down. This was like a day that we went with Maria.
You told me that story a few days ago.
To the beach.
Why don't I remember this?
Babe, it was a lot going on. But Cairo was in the water with Aaliyah and we were right at the edge. And Cairo was jumping, but there's a lot of people. It was a really hot day. And there's a lot of people. And Cairo was just jumping. And it's just drifting not farther, but to the side. And so when the lifeguards are trying to move everybody out the way and telling everybody to get out of the water so they can bring the jet skis out, and I can't find Cairo, I went into panic. And I went to the lifeguards, and the first thing that I didn't know they were bringing jet skis. I'm like, my son. And he was like, what is he wearing? I'm like, he's wearing these green shorts, the lime green shorts.
Yeah.
Because I make him wear bright colors for that reason. He's wearing lime green shorts, and I don't see him. And I thought that's why they were, getting people out of the water.
Oh my God.
Because they were doing like a rescue or something. Because it was the way that they were yelling at people to get out was really terrifying me. And I can't find Cairo. Let me tell you that yo salí de ahí shaking like this. And I told Cairo, sit down. When I finally found him, he was just like in the same area, but más para abajo. He was like so confused. Waves, they just move you to the side. Listen, that's scary. Water, and I love to swim, and Cairo loves water, but that's still a fear that I have with any child.
Another side rant. So, guys, we're going to Disney, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
In a few weeks. And I used to be that mom that used to judge people with those kid leashes. And guess what I got, guys?
A leash.
Not 1, 2 leashes. I was like, I'm not losing my babies at Disney.
Oh, hell no.
I'm not.
2 for 1 for...
1 for Jonas and 1 for Jace. Because we ain't doing this. There's like the backpack one, and there's like an arm, like a wrist one. But I'm like, I don't care if I look crazy. I am not losing my kids. And they're fast. Both of my kids are fast as hell. Yeah. Not doing that. Thanks. Next.
What is it about me that makes you feel like I understand you?
I mean, aside from like our bond that, like I said in the last, like it's a feeling. All right, so my turn to ask you, Cynthia. Oh, how do you describe me to others?
That's funny. Wasn't that a question we already had?
Was it?
Yes, it was.
You said soulmates.
No, that was how do you describe our friendship?
Oh, how do I describe you? Attention to detail, guys. See, I'm just... All right.
Yeah, I feel like all the questions are blending in together because they're like kind of similar.
But you're right. How do I describe you?
Me.
Well, I describe you. Anytime I talk about you, I talk about what a go-getter you are. The hustle mentality you have and your focus to get things that you don't even understand done blows my mind. So the way I describe you to others is not only are you you are my best friend, but you're just so smart, and I can't explain it. Like, you're so smart.
I feel like that's the best compliment, honestly.
Like, your intelligence blows my mind every day because I'm like, what the fuck? How did you figure that out? But you do. And not like stupid things, like things that are complex. And I'm like, how did she figure that out? But you do. And then you do it well on top of that. So
It makes a way out of no way.
I'm like, what the heck? It blows my mind. Yeah. I describe you as a very intelligent person to others.
I honestly, people have given me a lot of compliments in my life. But when they say that I'm smart, like...
You are, dude.
Yeah, because this is my thing. I'm very intentional about learning. Like, I love learning new things. So I feel like when people see my effort in that, like, it really makes me feel good. Not because I'm a know-it-all, because I'm really trying to learn new things every day. Like, I'm a lifetime learner. I consider myself a lifetime learner. So thank you, baby.
You're really smart because I'm not.
Yes, you are smart. Stop doing that shit.
Oh no. I'm going to ask both of you this.
Okay. You ready?
If this was our last conversation,
oh God,
what's something you'd never want me to forget?
Wow.
I don't like thinking about that.
It's crazy that you say like you don't think about that, because I have the opposite.
You think about it all the time?
I think about it all the time just because of like what I have going on. So I'm just like, damn.
Don't even start.
If I drop dead tomorrow, like what would I want my sisters to to think? Like what would be the last thing I would tell my sisters, my friends, or anybody? So I think about it a lot.
So since you've thought about it, you go first.
What was
the question?
If this was our last conversation, what's something you never want me to forget?
Our last conversation ever. I think we automatically jumped to death.
I think I jumped to death just because we've already stopped talking for a long time, and we've already said that we were not going to let that happen again. So there's no other way we would stop talking unless one of us unalived. We were just dead. You know, that's how I took it.
Same.
So for me, I would want you to know that I cherished every single moment that we had.
I think we had to turn this around on all of us. We all have to answer this.
Yeah. That's what I would tell her. Short and simple. Thank you for being there, and I cherish everything we had. Yeah.
Okay, Cynthia. If this is our last conversation, I would want you to know that you impact everyone around you in the most beautiful way. Not just me, not just our friends, not just our family, not just my kids. Like, there are things that I'm going to talk about. Like, my daughters have gone through some, like, tough situations. And when they talk to me, and they're like, please don't tell anybody. Like, fine, you can tell Manina. Like they really want you. And I think that how do I word this? You're just so important in so many people's lives. Like, your impact I think that's your gift. Yes, it's like a reverence almost. I don't even know how to describe it.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, guys, that's not ever my intention to, like, and not in a bad way, but I'm just thinking about, because I had this conversation recently with my sisters. You know, like, I'm much older than my youngest sister, and I'm 4 years older than my other sister. And for Mother's Day, she wrote me something that really made me cry, Sherlyn. She wrote something about, like, when she thinks of mom, of the word mother, she not only thinks about her mother, she automatically thinks of me because of everything I've taught her throughout life. And I'm still teaching her, like, unknowingly.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just so easy for her to be like, all my life, all the things that are important that I had to learn, I learned mostly from you. Wow. And that hit me. I was impact. Like a mess.
That's beautiful.
And I was like, what? She's like, yes, like, you, happy Mother's Day, because not only are you my sister, you're like another mother to me. And that's craziness, because I'm only 4.5 years older than my sister. But to hear that, I was like, what? Like, it was just a lot.
It's you're blind. And the thing that was really crazy to me is that you're kind of blinded to how you impact others around you.
It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I don't understand.
Can I be real? I don't either.
Because
I can't put it into words.
But I really don't understand. Like, when you guys are saying all these things, it's like I'm just like, was I there? Because I don't understand. I really don't. And I'm not saying that like I'm being so honest when I'm saying, like, I just don't get it. I don't see it.
Because this is your God-given purpose, your God-given gift. And those things don't have they don't have a black and white explanation.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you know when you're living and you're walking in something that's like your gift and your purpose. It doesn't need to make sense on paper. Like, it doesn't make sense why Aaliyah is going through something and she only wants to talk to her mom who gave birth to her and her godmother, not her best friends, not her father, not her stepfather, not anybody, not her grandma, not anybody who she loves and is close to, not even her sister, but her mom and her godmother. Like, there's something special about that. There's something special about Jessica, who's very closed off, who doesn't say anything to anyone, but she'll open up to you. Like, there's something about you that makes people feel comfortable. And you know what? Now that I'm explaining it further, it's the comfort that you bring. You feel like home to a lot of people. It's easy to open up to you because you feel like not judged.
That's
and
a great way to put it.
Like,
you're gonna get home to something.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like you feel like home. And you feel like you won't be judged and you'll listen. Like, truly listen. Not just hear. I'm like, period. We have to explain when we're laughing. They can't see.
I just flicked Cynthia. I was like, fuck you.
Wait, I was gonna ask you guys this.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna tell you what I would say about you.
Yeah.
If this was our last conversation, something I would never want you to forget is that, like you, Vonny, for me and you, I do cherish every laughter, every tear, everything that we have experienced throughout our journey in our friendship. And that I never want you to forget, if nobody ever tells you this ever again, is that you are so special and you are so loved. And I hate that you don't feel that sometimes. That kills me. You know? So I never, even if I would be the last person to tell you that, I never want you to forget that. And for you, I would say the same, in the sense that I couldn't imagine doing life without you. And I never want you to forget, even when moments are tough, if I'm not there, then I'm always going to be there. And I hope that everything that I've ever said to you, you carry it on. And that you believe that for real. Because I feel like a lot of the times I'm always trying to pick you up and build you up. I always want you to be able to do that even when I'm not there. So yeah.
Get teary-eyed in here.
Yep.
Who's next?
I think it's Vonny. Oh, shoot.
Vonny? Okay.
Okay. What do you feel our relationship is gifting us?
I talked a little bit about this. I think that our relationship has a greater purpose. And I said that in the last episode, but I also think that it has solidified what true love in friendship and grace looks like. And I think that that's the gift that we not only have for each other, but we can show to other people. Because I feel like a lot of friendships fall off and they never give each other the second chance.
No.
And I think that our willingness to look past
whatever that was,
whatever that stupid thing was, and like come back stronger and, you know, like literally not leaving anything out. Like we're just like, we're doing this and we're doing this even better than the last time, which blows my mind because we picked up like where we left off.
Facts.
It's just crazy to me. So
if you were, what do you think it would be gifting our relationship? Like
to each other?
Like our relationship is gifting us what?
What did I just say though? I feel like it's that.
She said in the last episode that you guys' relationship has a greater purpose, as in helping each other.
We're in each other's life because that's what God wanted.
Yeah.
And the gift is, I think that's the gift.
The spirituality part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I honestly do. I honestly do. I do. I told you this the other day.
Yeah.
We cried. Like two losers.
We never cry.
We never not stop crying.
Seriously. All right, Cynthia. How do you feel we experience motherhood? Wait, how do you feel we experience motherhood differently? And how do you think it's impacting our relationship? Do we experience motherhood differently?
For sure.
Yeah.
Damn, everybody answered that?
Absolutely.
Why do I think no?
Shut up. I think that the difference is in the stages that we became mother. We've talked a little bit about this. I think that the stage you are now in this last pregnancy that you have, and your two younger ones, I think they have a different mom compared 100%. To the two oldest, and they grew up with you. They went through a lot of situations that the last three will never. Yeah. God willingly, you know what I'm saying? But they will never experience the things that the two oldest experience. Yeah. And I think that has shaped our motherhood, because seeing you go through all those trials has made me even more intentional about the way that I decided to be a mom.
So you learned from my mistakes.
I definitely learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
I did. I learned from your mistakes. I learned from your triumphs. I learned from everything was a learning experience for me. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And, walking with you alongside that has been an amazing journey, because I get to love on you, love on the girls, but learn so much. Sometimes a lot of people are not intentional about that, but I was always aware of that because I was always involved. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I decided to have Cairo, I was in a different path in life. I was older. I wanted to have Cairo, all of it. It was completely different. I think that the way that it impacts our relationship is that just like I've learned from you, you learn from me. And I think that now we're intentional about the things that we're doing with all of our kids, so that we are making sure that the seeds that we plant on them are like the right seeds, and that they're able to continue to spread it. So
I'm going to add to that, even though it wasn't my question.
Yeah.
we keep each other accountable a lot in motherhood. We know, like, there's these traumas that these things that we have carried for so many years that were passed on from our parents and passed on from their parents. And we know we want it to end here, or we want it to be a lot better. Mm-hmm. Maybe it won't be us who completely end certain things. Maybe it'll be our kids who completely put a stop to it. But we definitely are planting that seed, como tú dijiste. And we might be this has happened, real life. We're FaceTiming each other and you snap and I'm like, babe, deep breath. Or we're FaceTiming, this happens a lot more often. We're facing each other and I'm snapping or yelling or looking overwhelmed. And you tell me, babe, take a deep breath. And we're like reminding each other, like, remember, like we're trying to teach our kids how to deal with their emotions by leading by example. Okay, who's next? You to us again?
Oh, yes. Yeah. What was the greatest test of our friendship?
Didn't we already do this one?
No, we didn't.
And what did we learn from it?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we all know what that is. The biggest test was not speaking to you for what felt like an eternity. And what I learned from it, never let things get in the way of like a true friendship, because you're more than a friend to me. You're a sister. You know what I'm saying? So I would never go years without speaking to Liza or Alexa. Never. I would rather speak to them. And like, even though I get mad, I remember I had a situation.
Yeah. A little tiff?
A little, you know. And I spoke to you about it and I was like, okay. And then I spoke to my sister and then we were able to hash it out. But I could never imagine not speaking to my sister like past like 40 minutes. Like, I need to speak to her. So that's how I view you. I'm like, it's so dumb that I let all that time pass. And I just couldn't find the words. Like, I was like kind of embarrassed. Like, damn,
that's
like, how do I approach the person that knows me inside and out? So I shouldn't have felt embarrassed, but I felt embarrassed. And I'm like, I don't know how to open. I don't know. But I tried. And then little by little, we started like, oh, yeah.
Do you think you were embarrassed because of what she would think? Or were you embarrassed because of your own, like,
I think
actions?
It was a mixture of both. I was embarrassed of what I did, which right now I can't even tell you what it was. I think it had to do with something with my ex-boyfriend at the time, but I can't tell you exactly what it was. But I was definitely embarrassed for myself, but embarrassed that I'd be like, I didn't know what she was going to say. I didn't know if she wanted to be my friend anymore.
So were you were kind of afraid of rejection?
I was afraid that she'd be like, I don't want to talk to you. You know, like I didn't
Which
know.
is crazy because everybody that knows me, I am such a forgiving person.
I know, but it's like,
you know, and I actually didn't want to reach out to her because of the same reason of rejection. That's the reason why I went out. And we talked a little bit about how when the ego gets in the way, it ruins everything, which is one of the biggest sins, guys.
Why are you looking at me?
Because ego is huge. Yes, Jessica.
I'm just looking your way, actually. Do you feel attacked?
Well, she's convicted. If you don't know that word, look it up. When you feel conviction, some things are just uncomfortable to hear. And so I felt the same way with Yvonne in the sense that I'm a forgiving person, but I knew her well enough that if she was still upset, she was going to reject me. And that's why I didn't reach out.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see your point of view to me because, for instance, she doesn't like confrontation. I thrive in confrontation. I love being confronted and I'm like, okay, so yeah, let's go. I have no problem. But she's the opposite. So I would see how you would think like, oh no, I don't know if Yvonne. But then me is like, I know how you are, but still felt like she's probably not going to want to be my friend anymore. You know? And that was like, oh, should I hit her up? Should I not? You know? But fast forward, thank God.
Okay, I got a few questions for you guys. Because there's a lot of things I don't know about how everything went down. About how long were you guys not talking for?
2019, 2020, the pandemic, I think. After the pandemic,
2021.
Yeah, so like...
I didn't speak to you 2020.
Yeah, no, nobody spoke to nobody. Yeah. It was definitely 2021.
2021, we were like...
doing DMs. Like at this point,
or like I'll respond to like something you put on your story or respond to mine. But I honestly, wholeheartedly feel that it was the year of 2022 that we were like getting back to how it was. Like, yeah, because like we were talking more.
This is very recent.
Wait. Yeah. Did you guys have a conversation and get back to it? Or was it just gradual and it just happened?
When I went to Florida.
Yes.
Oh.
She went to, when she came to.
That was super recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you
guys talk about it or no?
We were in the pool, and it was like, I know that I was just feeling some type of way, and she was just like, so hey, listen, what the fuck happened?
Yes, because I need to rewind this. Let me make sure I'm getting the timeline right.
Yeah.
2017, added you on Insta. Yep. Nothing happened for a while, and then you guys were like subliminally trying to like poke and like to see what would happen.
2021, yeah.
And then little by little, those turned into DMs, like responding to stories, and then slowly just DM conversations back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How did you guys end up deciding to meet up in Florida?
No, I was going for vacation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She already lives there.
Right.
She was hanging out with my sister because also way before this, my sister had moved to Florida. Yes. And so we had talked because when I told her, hey, Sherlyn is in Florida, she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, Sherlyn lives there. She's like, oh, no, you need to give me her address. I need to go see her. I need to go. And when they realized how close they were from each other.
She was literally like 10 minutes from my house.
I was like, what do you, like, she was so excited because she was like, oh my God, yes, Sherlyn, right? And I could, at the time, my sister was going through a tough time. And I was like, man, it just sucks that my sister is like by herself over there. And that was the conversation. She's like, what? Your sister lives here? And I told her she went out probably the next day or like 2 days after, and went and saw my sister, my mom, everybody. And from then on, it was just like more conversation. Yeah. And especially her rekindling the relationship with my family, who was always loved Yvonne. Yeah. You know, it was easy. It was even easier to really open up. And then I went on the trip on April 22nd, and she was so excited. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy your flight. I'm like, I am. I'm going in April. I'm going in April. And then I bought my flight and I sent it to her. She was like, it's on. It's on. And I went to Florida and we just spent that week together. Like my sister, her and I, my mom. And then one day we were in the pool, one of those days, one of those hot ass Florida days. We were in the pool and it was just us in the pool. It was just me, her, the kids, and Sherlyn. There was nobody before all the ghetto-ness.
Yes, for sure.
And I remember her just swimming around and I could see she was thinking about something and I knew it was coming. You know when you feel it? She was just swimming around. She was like, so hey, listen, what the heck was that? And I was like, good that you bring it up because I don't know.
And we literally tried to remember what it was. For some reason, I'm thinking it was like something with money, but then I was like,
it was like a plethora of things.
I think from what I know, I don't think it was one thing.
It was a combination of things.
It was a combination of a bunch of stupid little things.
And we let our stupid ego and our immaturity get in the way of our friendship of so long, of like literally our friendship, right? And so we're sitting there and we're just laughing like we're stupid. Yeah. And I had a bracelet. I remember the bracelet that I had. She's like, so the same bracelet that I gave you guys. Oh my goodness. And she's like, so I don't get a bracelet. And I was like, damn, we're back to that. I'm like, here you go. Here's your bracelet. Now we all have a matching bracelet.
Beverly has one. Yeah. Shirley.
Because that's the gift I got you guys. That one.
If you had, is that the grain of mustard?
Mm-hmm. Having faith. Small as a mustard seed. Excuse me. I'll get more, Jessica. But yeah, that was what started it all again.
Mm-hmm. After that, it was like
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. This is when you were gone from the planet, so you can't say anything.
Yeah, for sure.
You literally disappeared for an entire year. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, no, but after that's what really like. I feel like we transitioned from Instagram to actually texting, and like
FaceTiming
and texting and like calling, and now it's just straight up FaceTime.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you? I'm gonna call you back. You know, something like that.
With the phone like this.
I'm gonna call you back.
Sure.
Yeah,
love it.
Craziness.
I'm trying to think of the words that I'm individually. I'm gonna include myself, even though I wasn't in that fight. We were all immature, so that had a big part to play.
For sure.
100%.
And ego.
Yeah.
Ego is huge. And I'm going to say more for Yvonne than for me.
Oh, is it ego? Is it pride? Ego. Is that the same thing?
I think it's a combination of both. It was like, I'm not going to be the one. Like, I'm right. I don't care what. For a long time, it was, she probably felt like.
It goes back to what we said in the previous episode when I told you my perception. It was always what I thought was right. And I don't go fuck what you guys think because I'm the right one. Now my mindset is, you know what? It's not one-sided.
Both can be true.
Both can be, exactly.
True truth.
Back then, I didn't think.
You say something. You say something all the time about the two truths or whatever.
Both can be true.
Now you say something different, but yes. I like the way you say it the other way. I forget.
Oh, really? I thought that was the way I said it. Now you can make me think. I'm gonna go back and listen to other episodes. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
but no, that was definitely my mindset before.
And also, we didn't. I think honestly, we're learning to communicate now, even tough conversations, even tough things, to be like, hey, listen, let's talk about this now.
Facts.
You know, before it was like, I don't know how she's gonna feel. I don't know if I'm gonna piss her off. I don't know. And this is like even for us.
Yeah.
Like, and we've been best friends our whole lives. But I feel like because we have the language now, we're able to communicate more efficiently.
Yes.
And I think that our maturity also plays a huge role. Like we're in a place where we're not playing around with our friendships. We're very intentional about keeping those, like, these relationships close, accountable, and like giving the people their flowers. I never want to go a day without telling you guys that I love you, that you're not important to me, that I don't value your friendship, because that's how I feel every day. And I'm trying to be intentional about saying that to everyone around me, you know? So anyways.
So what, we side rant for 100 minutes. What, who's next? What's going on?
Who asked the question? You?
I asked the question to you.
I asked Yvonne this question earlier. Why do you love me? But I'm asking you, what does my love feel like?
I said it earlier, like home.
Okay.
That's right.
As corny as that sounds, you ground me. Like anytime I'm super panicky and stressed out and spiraling, it just takes one phone call for you to remind me, like, you're okay. You're gonna be okay. You're okay. And you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Or you're okay. You're gonna be okay. And what did we talk about yesterday? And remind me, like, oh, didn't I literally just say yesterday I was gonna work on this? Like, you have that ability to ground me, because I spiral a lot. So yeah, as corny as it sounds, your love feels like home to me.
Good way to put it. All right, so my question is, yes, I'm gonna ask Cynthia a question. What do you see in me that I don't see for myself?
I think I would say that you don't see that I feel like sometimes you really don't take into account how important you are to people's lives. I feel like you feel like you're replaceable, that if you were not here, you're not going to be missed, or you're not important. And that kills me, because you're so valuable. You're so loved. You're so special. You're hilarious. And I just wish you would see the value that you bring to people's lives.
That's
for
awesome.
Sure.
Black baby.
Somebody's jealous of you.
We had a experience with somebody being jealous of Cynthia having other best friends.
Oh my
Back in high
God,
school.
you remember that?
I do. That was psychotic. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this, I hope that you're healed, because why were you so jealous? Like,
And if you're
people are
convicted,
allowed
you
to
know
have
who you
multiple
are, then.
friends. What?
And if you feel convicted, then you know who you are.
I completely forgot about that.
I
until
did
you
not.
Just said it
She
right now.
hated me. And I'm like, bro, we can both be friends with her.
You're
Like,
allowed to have more than one best friend.
Yeah.
like, I would never, like, Cynthia's my best friend, but I'm like, you can't have other best friends. Like, come on. Not even when we were young and that was normal.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Can we all be friends? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll share. I don't care.
You know, I was so excited to introduce everybody, and she
She was
just
so
like,
mean.
And I was like,
She was
I don't really
cold.
like that, because
She
I'm
was
very
cold?
overprotective.
She was cold.
She was cold to you?
But this is the
Yeah.
thing, Iran. When I think
never
about
knew-
our friendship, like as a group, because I think a little backstory is that Yvonne and I became best friends in high school. We were the first ones. But then I think our personalities just attract more people, and more people wanted to be friends with us. And then we had this group of friends. To another friend of ours, we're still friends. And then this other friend who, she was another best friend, but like she took that to another extreme. And I honestly, that made me feel some type of way. Because I'm like, you don't, like.
You felt the hostility, right?
Yes.
I wasn't making that
And
part
I
up.
just didn't like that. I was like, no. We don't do that over here. It's like a whole, we're a team here.
Right.
Right?
When I met we even went out together a few
Yeah, I know.
times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, everyone's fun. Like, we went to like a club in Medellin.
Yeah, no, we didn't get into, but that's another story.
We got in, but they put a big black X with permanent marker that we couldn't
that was
drink.
Another time that we actually had to do the walk of shame. But that time it was only me, you and Rose.
I was there?
Yes. And I was driving one contact lane.
Super far.
From dangerous or something.
Actually, I do remember.
Oh, the stories.
Horrible.
But she was cold with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt that.
How?
She would make me feel like I was like, I'm trying to think of it was so long ago and my memory is not the best.
No, I could tell you. She would always, if Beverly did something, she would try to prove like, ooh, but guess what?
One up her?
One up her, exactly.
Oh, she was one of those?
With stupid things.
You were there, Vonny. Like,
but
you were
why
in
don't
the
I remember
room
her
with
being cold? I know she didn't
me.
like you, but I didn't think she would be like literally showing you that she does not like you.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was obvious. And she would like try to bring up like inside jokes that she knew I wouldn't be a part of because I didn't go to school with you guys. Listen, I'm a good sport. So I would just crackle along when everybody was laughing. And I didn't take it like personal because I was like, okay, baby girl, like get over it. Like I'm not going to stop being Cynthia's friend because you don't like me. I'm just like, okay.
That's
but
wild.
You can see where that took us.
Yeah, we can.
Anyways.
So to wrap it up, I actually have a question that I want to ask everyone.
Okay.
I'm going to start with you, Cynthia, and then I'll go to you.
Okay.
What's something that you'll never experience again, but you wish you could?
That's easy.
What?
I would love to experience our youth again, like our teenage years and our 20s all over again.
Yes.
Because I feel like I feel like everybody feels this way. We took so many things for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We took so many things for granted that I would just love to live through that one more time, to feel that all the things that I felt, like all the stupid things that just mean so much to me now. All the little getaways, like all the competitions that we used to do, all those little things that I feel like shaped me as a person and that I hold so close to my heart. I would just want to feel that again, be present this time. Not that I wasn't present, because I was, but I would go in with it like, this is one last time that I'm going to feel this. So I'm really going to cherish it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really going to take my time to like really experience this. So I would do that all over again. I wouldn't change one thing, not even one.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Do you have anything that you would regret?
Nothing.
But we'll go back.
Nothing.
Maybe we'll have one more question for the group.
For me, that would have been my answer. But for me,
you could have the same answer. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, because I feel like this one means more. Not that my,
your childhood doesn't mean a lot, but
so I would bring it back to my childhood. So because that's the last time I felt a relationship with my father. So I would bring it back to feel those times because I don't have that anymore, So that's where I would go.
Do you not like talk to your father at all now? If you don't mind me asking.
No.
You guys don't talk at all? How long has it been?
It's been some time.
Ugh. I'm sorry, Yvonne.
It kills me.
It
kills me every time. Because it's like the same question that I answered earlier. It's just that it makes the relationship that I have with my dad, like I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, my dad was always there. And I never, when I look at it through those lenses, it makes me appreciate my dad more. Like it makes me not want to be as harsh with my dad.
Sometimes I think something is wrong with me.
Why?
Because I just don't have those like feelings of I wish he was there with my biological father. And I'm like, is that normal? Am I normal?
I feel like you didn't have enough experiences though with him.
Yeah, and I don't even like no grudges, no like hard feelings. Honestly, the most thing I feel is like pity for him. Like you missed out on some pretty cool ass kids, bro. Mm-hmm. But it's not like every now and again he'll like ask me for pictures of the kids. Hey, I want to see my grandkids. How are you? And like, it's like this weird distant uncle that like sometimes, sends a box of chocolates or something. It's a really odd relationship where I feel like I should feel some pain.
No, I think that because you don't have a ton of memory of your dad.
But I do have a lot of memories.
Okay, but not for a lot of years.
No.
Because he left when you were very little.
Mm-hmm.
But you also had a stepdad who filled a lot of those gaps.
Definitely.
And I think that's why you feel like not that need to want that, because he did do a lot of those things that you don't miss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to step in and fully like not make you even miss your dad, because he was your father and he did all these things for you.
But the more I do this self-reflecting and this journey of like getting to know me deeply, I can realize that the pain that I feel towards a father is actually towards my stepdad, who I've said on this podcast is the most lovable. He's also a raging alcoholic. Like, that's a fact. And that has affected me in ways that I don't think I've wanted to fully acknowledge. You know what I mean? I run from people who drink heavily. I don't face it. My coping mechanism is avoiding it. So definitely, I think my next bucket checklist item is getting a therapist that fits for me, because I definitely should explore that. Anyway, we have a lot of side rants up in here. I forget the question. I'm the one who asked it to you guys. What's something you'll never? Okay, so what's something I've never experienced again and wish I could? Broken record, because I'm gonna say the same thing I've said like 20 times up in here. Being a mother again. And so all over again, I'm gonna say this. I became a mother really young to my oldest daughter and my second daughter. I was 20 and then 21. I was not in a healthy place in my life. It was all a whirlwind where I couldn't tell you specifics. I don't think I smelled their hair enough. I don't think, like, even baby vomit has a specific smell. Like, they're the little moments that you never get back, the little chubby hands. Like, the first walks are like a fuzzy memory. If I could go back, I would relive from birth until age 8 for each of them. I just put a post up the other day that I saw that, like, you pretty much have 10 years to be your kid's hero. From birth to age 10, you are the coolest person in your kid's like life. They want to hang out with you. They want to do everything with you. Once they start reaching preteen years, that starts to change. I've lived this. I can tell you. You're no longer the coolest person they know. They have friends outside of you. They have, they start getting into middle school. They start playing sports. They start, getting into things as individuals where you are now honestly the second or third in their lives. And while I was Aaliyah and Liana's number one hero, I didn't cherish those moments as I wish I could. If I had a time machine, I would go back and give birth to Aaliyah all over again and start fresh. And start with Aaliyah and Liana and really cherish the same way with Jonas. When he drives me nuts when he's screaming, I'm cherishing those screams. All the blow up diapers, like every little thing. And this being my last pregnancy, I'm trying to enjoy my last pregnancy. And I know that when I give birth to this baby, I'm going to ask John to record it. Something I've never done with my other ones. Record my first time breastfeeding him. Record like all these things that I know I'll never do again because this is my last kid. It hits different. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me go back and be like, wow, I wish I would have really cherished these things with my girls.
You know what's so crazy?
What's so crazy?
That I know you didn't do that.
Do what?
You're saying these things, but I know you didn't do that because of the place that you were in your life before 100%. You even said anything.
Like it wasn't intentional.
No, and I give myself grace for that.
Of course.
And I was alone.
And it was just the circumstances of life.
Yeah.
But we're going back to the question that I said a while ago, that when I became a mom, that's why the good, the bad, and the ugly that I learned from you was even that. Because I knew you were on autopilot and I didn't have to go through that I did all the enjoying and smelling and like literally getting lost in like every wrinkle.
The baby drool.
And everything. Breastfeeding. Like I have so many pictures of Carol just breastfeeding because it was just such a like, and even now I could close my eyes and I remember what he looks like because I really was like invested in that.
Yeah.
And so I hope that with this pregnancy, just like you're doing, you continue to so you can have that because man, it's so important to have that. And I know that you couldn't have that because obviously
I have worked my ass off during every pregnancy.
Dude, don't even get me started on that. We never even told the podcast that you were 8-9 months pregnant. We were working in PJ Pizza.
Yeah.
In the summer with
passing out almost.
Exactly, passing out. Her flipping, doing orders and doing pizzas and doing veal cutlets and
frying
veal. And I did that chicken. For one summer, and I said, "Screw this."
Yeah,
you said no can do.
No, I said no can do. I was like, I'm out of here.
Even
and she
with,
did that
I think
for
with Jace,
so many summers.
I think even with Jace, I covered for somebody, like once or twice.
You, Yvonne, this is my landlord, and his brother's pizza shop. They don't have AC here. They have old ass pizza maker ovens, right?
So it's like you're working inside of an oven.
No, it literally in the space is this big. There's no space.
It's a hallway.
So the heat, you're just getting it in your face.
It's a fan blowing hot air around. It's like, no.
Yvonne, and she would be there con esa barriga.
I threw up a few times because I was so hot.
1,000,000 times.
Why couldn't you?
Why couldn't I quit? Because that was the best thing I had going for me back then. When I helped out with Jace, I think I helped out once or twice. It was a situation where I think he had somebody quit and I wasn't doing anything, and I offered to help. He's friends with me, and I offered to help. It was like maybe 1 or 2 shifts, and it was like, okay, I'll take the extra cash, whatever. But with my girls, I needed the cash. I was working at that time in a job where I got laid off in the summer. So I was like collecting $200 a week from like unemployment, and like,
you needed.
¿Qué tú haces con 200 pesos? Nothing.
Wow.
So like I had to hustle.
Dude, it was horrible. Seeing her do that, I was like, are you kidding me?
You were 8-9 months pregnant.
I couldn't do it, and I was not all pregnant. The way through.
And then I went back to work with Aaliyah. It was for both of them 4 weeks. They were 4 weeks old, and I went back to work because I needed the money.
They were brand spanking new.
A month old. Now that I think of it, I can't even fathom leaving a 1-month-old without their mom. Like that is gonna affect. I know that's gonna affect them in life. Being ripped away from their mom for 40 hours a week, and then I was going out on the weekends too, like a smut. Like
I haven't heard that word in a long time. But
like they missed mi calor. You know?
But all in all, you did the best you could.
100%.
What she had, yeah.
And even until now, like, again, we don't have deep conversations and things like that. But I truly want to let you know you're the best mom.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that your daughters.
My daughters are good kids, man.
And whether you can go back and do it again or not, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? There's one question that's not on here, but that's really the last one.
Okay.
Do you have any regrets? Anything that you would take back?
I think a regret that I have is, and not only with my relationship with Vonny, but my relationship with you, and any relationship that I ever had with anyone. Mm-hmm. If I have never apologized for things that hurt you, I take this time to do that now. Because especially in the place that I am in my life and the way that I'm trying to live my life, it's so important for me to know that I don't have any grudges in my heart, and I care about everyone. I truly do. Mm-hmm. And I never want anybody to be like, well, Cynthia hurt me in this way or that way, or I feel a certain way, because having these conversations is so eye-opening for me in our relationships that I never want anybody to walk around with something that has, that hurts them or affects them. So I think that my regret is not being more vocal about how forgiving I am, right? In a lot of situations, and how I'm willing to give that to people. And I hope that I could receive that also. Mm-hmm. So I think my one regret is not being as graceful as I am now.
I think my biggest regret is being a people pleaser for so many years. I already have so much going on, but I had a lot more going on a couple years back, because I was taking on other people's issues as my own and not saying no for fear of being seen as mean or not helpful or, X, Y, and Z. And like, fuck all that. Because nobody helps me. I regret not doing that sooner. Not putting the boundary of no, I'm not a community service like center.
You're not a nonprofit? I'm
not a nonprofit. I'm a for-profit. I'm not a nonprofit. And while, yes, I am a person who likes to serve and likes to help people, it was to a point where it was depleting me and I wasn't receiving anything in return. So that's my biggest regret, is not doing that sooner.
I think my regret would probably be not setting boundaries, because, you know, had I put my foot down on a lot of occasions in my life, certain things wouldn't have happened to me. Be more vocal and, you know, stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And not be a pushover, and not let certain things happen to me that dictated how I treated a lot of people, you know? So that's what I would probably say that was my biggest regret.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well, I don't think we can't. Can you think of another nugget? Can you think of a nugget?
I have a nugget.
You have another nugget?
I think
it's full of nuggets.
I think that we walk around life. So this is my nugget.
Okay.
A little story. No, not really. But I think we walk around life not really truly appreciating every moment. Like, we walk around life on autopilot. We walk around life thinking that these situations or the moments that we're living, good or bad, are eternal, and they're not. They're short-lived. And we definitely need to be more intentional about the way that we walk through life, because we only get to do it once.
Because this too shall pass.
We only get to do it once. And, you know, it's crazy to me. Carol said, in 10 years, you'll be 43. And I was like, don't say that.
I know.
Don't say that. That's scary. Because, man, when you think about it, I can't even believe I'm 33. It blows my mind. I was just 17. And it, honestly, now I understand when my parents used to say, el tiempo pasa. Now I truly understand what they mean, because I want to slow time down. I'm like, it's going too fast. And I want to be intentional about everyone that's around me, the life that I'm leading, and just when I'm old and when I'm laying on my deathbed, and hopefully God takes me peacefully the way I want to go.
My thing that I don't know if you heard, the practice consciousness thing that I definitely have not been doing, using your 5 senses to be in the present moment so that you can remember it. So, like, if you're thinking about this present moment, what are you hearing? What are you smelling? Are you tasting anything? What do you like
to bring you that to
bring you to here? Because our brain is like calculating what we're gonna do later, tomorrow. It's like our brain is always in the past or in the future. So to bring yourself to the present, you have to use your 5 senses and be like, this is where I'm at now, and this is what I hear, think, like, smell.
That makes sense. Because, like, an example, if I smell that smell again, it's gonna bring me right back here. I never smelled that smell like this before.
The Febreze, whatever that is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, oh, look, mira, déjame decirte algo.
Well, that's Glade, and it's the same as the mahogany teak wood that I love.
The same brand.
Yeah, it's the same brand of the.
But what I'm saying goes to what she's saying about the senses.
Of the present moment. I'm like, I'm going to think of episodes 30 and 31.
It's an anchor to that memory.
I'm going to think of the smell. I'm going to think of the feel of the rug. I'm going to think of the
I'm going to think that my butt hurts.
Of my butt falling asleep on this chair.
Jessica dog killing
making
me.
fun of us crying like a jerk.
You know, the huge.
The huge.
No, but honestly.
Yeah, I have an alarm on my phone every day that I ignore. I need to get better at that. But I have an alarm every day. It says practice consciousness. So that means that no matter what you're doing at that time, you think of the 5 senses and you try to practice bringing yourself to the present moment. I recommend that you do that, my Vonny Von.
You know what's it's a question that I think Vonny asked me, or I asked Vonny, I don't know. But I want to tell you, it's a question I'm going to tell you and what I want for you.
Okay.
If it's something that I wish for you, is that you're able to implement all these things that mean so much to you.
There's such a long list of things.
I know, but I think this specifically, because I feel like when you have an anchor to something where you're able to tell your brain to slow down, it allows you to do everything else without feeling rushed and chaotic and feeling like you're running out of time. Running a race. I don't know where the heck you're going.
Girl.
But like you're
John tells me all the time, mija, but slow down.
For real.
And can I be real? I feel like you're my anchor, but that's not realistic because you're not with me 24/7. Sometimes you're working and you can't answer the phone. Sometimes you're pooping and you don't want to answer the phone. Sometimes you're FaceTiming Yvonne.
I'm jobless, guys.
Yo, seriously, like that time she texted me, Vonny, hey, was she kidnapped? Are you talking to her? I was like, oh shit. And then she's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. Let me try.
They were
3-way call her in. Yeah.
And I'm like texting Cynthia. I think I sent you like a good dozen texts. And I'm like, okay, this isn't normal.
My phone was on vibrate. And when you're on FaceTime, and it's on vibrate, it doesn't let you.
You don't get notifications. Well, it went from me being like, "Oh, she'll call back," to being annoyed, to being scared. Like, okay, somebody stole my best friend. Yeah. And I was like, Vonny,
I always answer the phone.
She was literally just
on the
phone with Vonny for hours.
Used it here.
Used and abused.
Anyway, you have been my anchor for so many years, and I love that, but I need to find an anchor that I can access at all times. The anchor has to be within me, not external.
Yes.
So we're getting matching anchor tattoos. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's cute.
Or we should get this too shall pass. They get here like a thug. No,
Damn.
not there. I don't know why I
get
did
a
that.
tear while you're at it.
I'm gonna get a face tattoo while I'm at it.
What are we doing? I don't know what we would get, but definitely we need to get something. As soon as you're done with, not going to say his name because we're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
With question mark. But
don't call him question mark.
Just call him Baby J. Because it's probably going to be something with a J.
Baby J.
BBJ.
The girls already said.
Cynthia.
The girls already said no matter what his name is.
J.
I was trying to be so cute.
Baby J is what you're going to call.
And then it hit me that I was like, oh no.
Special announcement, everyone. My son's nickname will not be BJ. I appreciate it.
I was thinking of DJ from Full House. I was like, that's so cute. And then
that's not cute.
My ADHD brain.
Baby J sounds.
Listen, the girls already said that no matter what his name is, his nickname was going to be JJ. So we can call him JJ. Thank you.
Call him Junior.
Junior? Why? He's going to look like his mom. Anyway, so to wrap it up, guys, this is a very long-winded episode. We hope you guys enjoyed both of these. Again, Vonny, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
It has been a blast. And on that note,
thank you for kind of getting tipsy with us.
You can say it because you're drinking.
I know, kind of getting tipsy.
Right
I'm not. This is juice. She's tricking me.
Just say it.
Thank you for getting tipsy with us.
And keeping it truthful.
Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Instagram at Tipsy and Truthful Podcast.
And TikTok at Tipsy and Truthful. See you next week.
Love you, babes.